Chapter 12. The Chase Line. In a thrilling chase through the city of Birmingham and onto the M6 motorway, Nigel Faraday pushed his Mercedes AMG GTR to its limits, the engine screaming as he desperately tried to outrun his pursuers. Behind him thundered Tim and Holly in the Green Beast, and Paul and Sophie behind in their Subaru, sirens blaring, traffic scattered across the motorway as stunned motorists swerved out of the way of the approaching chaos. Faraday's AMG surged ahead, its raw power beginning to widen the gap. Tim tightened his grip on the wheel, eyes locked on the car ahead. The nitrous oxide system sat ready on the dashboard, unused, waiting. Tim glanced at Holly. Time to unleash the beast. Holly grinned and hit the red nitrous button. With a violent hiss, the system fired. The Green Beast erupted forward, surging down the motorway like a missile. Green nitrous smoke poured from the exhaust as the V8 roared with unleashed fury, rocketing through traffic and rapidly closing the gap on Faraday's AMG GTR. High above, the police helicopter locked onto Faraday's position while the news helicopter widened its orbit, capturing the chase as it exploded into a nationwide spectacle across the M6. Inside the Subaru, Paul stared ahead in disbelief. "Damn, that guy's fast," he muttered. Sophie allowed herself with a small smirk. Up ahead, Faraday glanced into his rear view window mirror. His confidence faltered. The Green Beast was back in range, and this time it wasn't alone. Barry's voice crackled through Tim's walkie-talkie. Moments later, the motorway erupted behind them. A massive convoy of boy racers surged into view. Barry, Dane, Sajimon and Robert, and dozens more. Even joining forces with was the racers Tim had beaten before. Engines roared, music blasted, horns blared as they flooded the lanes. They didn't just chase Faraday, they boxed him in. A moving cage of steel and noise surrounded the AMG GTR. Faraday's eyes darted in panic as the formation tightened. Then the Green Beast pulled alongside him. For a moment, both cars ran level. Tim held the wheels steady. Holly looked across at Faraday, and then the Green Beast reacted. Twin bursts of green nitrous smoke purged violently from the engine, not as acceleration, but as a brutal, choking display of force. The thick, glowing smoke engulfed Faraday's AMG GTR, blinding him, forcing him to swerve as the convoy closed around him. It wasn't speed anymore, it was pressure. Control, he was trapped. On the ground, Paul and Sophie exchanged stunned looks as the net tightened. Paul lifted his radio. "We've got him boxed in. Roadblock ahead. Clear the motorway." A controlled police barrier was deployed further down the M6. One by one, the racers peeled away on instruction, forming a long line on the hard shoulder, engines idling, watching. Tim and Holly eased the Green Beast into position with the others. Faraday was now isolated. Paul accelerated the Subaru into pursuit position. Sophie steadied her aim. Wearing protective safety glasses, rifle locked forward, a precise shot struck from Faraday's entire line. Another hit the rear section. Smoke began pouring from the AMG as it struggled to maintain control. Faraday snapped. He drew the Minder's discarded 9mm handgun. A single shot rang out. A wing mirror on the Subaru exploded. Sophie returned fire instantly. Controlled, precise, the shot struck Faraday's rear panel, sparking violently and forcing his car to lurch out of line. Ahead, the motorway tightened. A jackknifed HGV blocked multiple lanes, debris scattered across the road. Faraday saw it too late. He braked hard, but it wasn't enough. The AMG smashed through the edge of the obstruction, spun violently across the tarmac and slammed into The reinforced police roadblock. Metal screamed. The car came to a dead stop. Silent, then movement. Armed officers swarmed the wreckage, dragging Faraday from the car. Bruised, bloodied, but silent, he offered no resistance as he was handcuffed and led away toward the police van. Behind him, the £18 million in bonds and laptop were seized as evidence. His scheme was finished. Inside the van, Faraday sat motionless. His gaze lingered briefly on Tim, Holly and the line of boy racers on the hard shoulder. No words, just understanding. The doors slammed shut. Paul stood by the Subaru, the motorway noise fading into something heavier. He looked at Tim, then at the convoy, then at the road ahead. For a moment he hesitated. Sophie stepped in beside him. "We've got him." Paul nodded slowly. "Yeah." He lifted his radio. "Pilots, stand down." Above, the news helicopter continued to circle briefly as the police helicopter peeled away from the pursuit. One by one, engines rumbled back to life. Tim, Holly, Barry, Dane, Sajimon, Robert, and then their fellow boy racers. The Green Beast moved first, then the convoy followed, and together they rolled away off the M6. The race was over.